Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you are enjoying your holidays. Today I've got a big 3v3 land battle. This was on Turin's stream. I wouldn't say it was a stream snipe, but I was able to get in his final game at the end of one of his King of the Hill streams. This is just a big, giant 3v3. I don't remember all the names here. I do remember Turin was playing the Empire, Balthazar, and I am on the other side as the Beastman. Now, this is a giant Chaos or Destruction faction alliance. I guess it's pretty much actually Destruction. We got a lot of Orcs, Ogres, and then I'm the one Chaos element with the Beastman. Against an Order Tide, Cathay, Bretonia, and Empire. We got some opening salvos here from the, Hellstorm Rocket Battery. It looks like for the Order Tide, we have a giant artillery corps from the Empire. Very nice there. A couple cav units on the back, and then a bunch of defensive units. Cathay has gone pretty much for the infantry side of things, though Bretonia is helping out as well with Peasant Mob. That's very, very minimal, though. Peasant Mob are incredibly cheap. We do have some Battle Pilgrims and Men-at-Arms, so there's a little bit more on the infantry there for the Bretonia. But for the most part, Bretonia is bringing the Cav Force. Lots of Grail Knights, and on this side, I believe we've got, more Grail Guardians. Okay, so a lot of Cav for the Bretonian. We have Elbrick de Borloo, Balthazar Gelt, and Miao Ying the Storm Dragon, so pretty cool from our opponents here, the Order Tide. Now, I am playing as the Beastman. I have a giant Vanguard here. We've got Centaurs with throwing axes as well as great weapons, escorting my new favorite strategy from the Beastman, Khazrak, and his leadership corps on Tuskor chariots. I have recently discovered that Khazrak is a very, very effective cavalry lord, funnily enough. Or at least anti-cav. He can kill an entire unit of Blood Knights by himself, which no other Beastman Lord can do. It is pretty impressive. I know he has anti-infantry bonus, but funnily enough, Dark Mail makes him incredibly tanky, and he can actually withstand a lot of punishment that cavalry units can dish out. Now, armor-piercing cav can still give him the business, but this is why we put it in tandem with a whole lot of other units, Centaurs specifically. So for our side, we have a whole lot of Noblar units and Goblin units, Nasty Skulkers. The Destruction is coming out with a whole bunch of chaff on this side, as well as some stocked Hunters for the Ogre Kingdoms. We have a Slaughtermaster, Great Maw. We have two Giants, I want to say, right? Yeah, two Giants from the Greenskins, as well as a couple Orc Boys, all led by Azog the Slaughterer. Very, very cool. A couple Black Orcs way in the back. I have also brought a few Bestigors, as well as a Jabberslythe. So I kind of wanted to help the opponent, or my team out a little bit with the front line. But for the most part, as well as those Ungors in the back, most part, Ogre Bowls and some Greenskin infantry is comprising our front line. It looks like we've got a couple Noblar scrap launchers in the back there. Big thing is, for me, this Vanguard, so I'll probably be watching this point the most. So, as we start this replay, looks like the audio is pretty darn quiet. I'm not going to worry about turning that up right now. Big engagement comes down. I get a nice charge on the Knights of the Blazing Sun. They came in, they were going after the Centaurs with throwing axes. I pulled them behind the great weapons. And I believe we had a Traderkin go down, yep, from me. And Khazrak will have his own buff coming up here soon. Was it Apocalyptic Vision? There we go. These Centaur great weapons are now hitting at 51 melee attack with a lot of armor-piercing damage. It's actually really, really, really good buff for the Centaurs. As you can see, we're already routing off Knights of the Blazing Sun for the Empire and getting plenty of damage on the Grail Guardians. Now, the thing that's really going to seal this fight, seal the deal at least, is these two Hunters coming in. They're going to bring the terror. They're going to start routing off stuff very, very well. My opponent, however, Turin specifically, I just missed it, dropped a giant final transmutation there. As you can see, tons of damage onto Khazrak, half HP off on the Bray Shaman. I believe he tagged the Wargore with that, but Centaurs are also feeling it as well. So really good value going both ways there. Over here on the other side of the map, though, frontal engagement is starting to hit. Bestigors are beating up some Peasant Mob. It is just such a mess. This is going to be pretty much my Christmas video for the year. It's a winter wonderland. I thought, you know what, this will actually work out really, really well. So hopefully Turin doesn't mind me stealing the replay that he had on his stream. Here we have the Grail Knights just trying to push away all these skirmish calves from the Greenskin. Just a bunch of Wolf Riders, it looks like. Yeah, no spiders. Noblars and Ogre Bulls being used in tandem with each other, just kind of using that very, efficient method of stacking monstrous infantry on top of infantry, so really good value from there. Front lane engagement is all going well. I've got a Jabberslythe in the back here, though. My recent video for the Beastman, I also posted how effective the Jabber Scythe can be. As you can see, it's getting plenty of damage value already, and it's just causing havoc in the backline. There's really nothing that can stop it from getting to the backline. This is a big reason I love the Jabber Scythe. So from this side, I believe, yep, the Hunters have been able to help clear up this engagement. We've just got a couple Grail Knights left over, but for the most part, the Order Tide is bringing their cavalry back and not wanting to lose too much over in this engagement. They're going to try and consolidate and get ready for another fight as we prep that one. Jabber Scythe coming in for a nice charge. Oh, it looks like he's going after the Great Cannons, but they do have, I want to say, collision attacks, so damage is not really being done on those Long Spearmen. My opponents are coming in to pin them in, though. Zindler's Rights Guard, as well as two Lords. We've got Miao Ying and Balthazar coming to pin in this Jabber Scythe. As you can see, you've got cavalry, you've got big monsters trying to hold this Jabber Scythe in place, and they're doing a lot of damage. But the thing is, Jabber Scythe either has too much mass or he just has the wonkiest animations. Look at him. He's just pulling right out. He does not give a crap. Gets right on top of that Hellstorm rocket battery. Half of its HP gone. It's insane. I love Jabber Scythes. I love the fact that they can pull through anything. Though, if I'm being honest, it maybe is a little bit broken because those were Reichsguard trying to hold him in place, and he just didn't care. He's out. He's gone. Just one-shot the relic, and now he's off to chase off a bunch of routing units. So, a little bit crazy there. Oh, we have another engagement from the backline here. Me as the Beastman. Khazrak coming in. The thing that I like to do, and let me explain this kind of vanguard that I have with the Beastman, is essentially I use... Ooh, nice final transmutation coming down. I'm pretty sure my Bray Shaman's going to die there. But I use this Leadership Corps and Tuskor Chariots as a bit of the tanky, like, cavalry bit, because Beastmen don't have any tanky cavalry, really. So I have them charge into the Zintler's Reichsguard, or any enemy cav for that matter. And then I've got a bunch of throwing axes to deal damage on them, or if my great weapons were still around, I do believe they got routed off, the great weapons would then charge into this engagement. So I try to engage first with the leadership, which is kind of tricky. It's a little bit of a micro playstyle because the speed on the Lords is much lower than, for example, Centaurs, so you have to make sure you're engaging properly. But first the Leadership Corps goes in. They hold the cavalry in place, and then the Centaurs that are basically supporting the leadership, I guess, is the term, will come in, and as you can see, they charge in the back, and they rout off whatever unit you're fighting. So obviously, artillery is going to happen no matter what, but you can win most cavalry engagements with just Great Weapon Centaurs or Throwing Axes Centaurs. I like to go with the Great Weapon Centaurs, though. Throwing Axes are just so incredibly efficient if you're just willing to micro them as well as possible. The engagement's definitely starting to swing in the favor of the Chaos/Destruction factions, though. We've basically destroyed all of their front line, and we're just messing around in the back line now. There are still some Celestial Dragon Guard, a couple of infantry units here and there, but for the most part, it is just mass routes across the board. It looks like they did come over to kill the Jabber Scythe. There it lays dead. Lays slain, my beautiful Jabber Scythe. Big sad moment. But I'm coming to get my revenge. So, we've got still that cavalry corps from the back, all the way back over here, and we're going to see if we can finish them off for good here. So I've got the throwing axes thrown into Albrecht, it seems. Both leaders come down. Is that another final transmutation? Oh my gosh, that's got to be like 3. Okay, it's not overcast, though. But we're coming in with a charge on the Centaur throwing axes. It might have been better, I think, with especially that final transmutation running, it might have been better to just hold back. But they were in the trees, so I felt like the axes weren't going to hit as well. We do dodge that Searing Doom, which is very, very good by us. But as we bring in the throwing axes, we're going to have charges from both sides. It looks like the Wargore is about to rout. But then, from Khazrak, we should have the Apocalyptic Vision. Again, that 24 attack makes even throwing axes pretty darn proficient in killing cav units in melee. Oh, is it gonna pop? I pop it sometime. Well, we'll come back and look at it. This is pretty much the final engagement. The rest of this is just cleaning up stuff from the big, huge battle. This right here is what really counts. There we go. Now we've got it popped. 52 melee attack on these Centaur throwing axes. And, of course, I pull them away as they have the melee attack buff. But that is going to be the GG. Everything starts routing off. We shall speed this one up. And let's check the damage value. Now, I'm not going to check the damage value for all the armies. I just want to point out a couple of good things. First off, Balthazar Gelt getting tons of value, and all these Hellstorm rocket batteries. I guess the cannons and everything artillery weren't too crazy here, but for me specifically, Kazrak is 2k value. Very, very proud of that number. I know he's a meme lord, but I am finding more and more uses for him. I'm enjoying him very, very much. Now, Jabberslith didn't quite pay for itself this battle, but I wasn't paying as much attention to him, so probably my fault. Regardless, still good value there. Bestigors, obviously, they're just killing peasant mobs. Nothing impressive there. Both the Wargore and my Brave Shaman gets plenty of value. Quite love that. And then it looks like these great weapons got wrecked. However, the throwing axes, not too shabby themselves. So we'll just kind of go over the rest of it. Regardless, this is going to be another reminder that I do now have a Discord channel. Dang, holy crap, those Grail Guardians went nuts. Or Grail Knights. Oh, I don't know anymore. What is this? Grail Knights, okay. I do have a Discord now, so feel free to come and post replays. There's pretty much no one in there, so don't be too shy. Come and post a replay of a battle. If you feel like you're bad at the game, that doesn't matter to me. I would love to replay or cast battles because these battles are far and few between for me, and I just don't have the time to really sit down and try to either get tournaments or grind until I get a good fight. So regardless, that Discord is there if you want to submit replays. I would love to see them, and I'd love to cast them. Chances are I will cast them since there's just, you know, nothing being posted there. And if that doesn't happen, I will obviously still be posting videos on my own. It's probably going to be once or twice a week. I'm going to see if I can ramp it up just a little bit, since we are getting a little bit of traction, which is nice. Regardless, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Christmas and wonderful holiday season. Yeah. I've gotten some pretty good amount of snow here in the US, and I'm having quite a bit of fun with my family. So, hope you all are doing the same, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks for watching.